Welcome back to Earth 1111. I'm Roxanne. We're going to get into your July energy forecast because it's about to get crazier. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start with the outside world because just in the past couple days, there has been so much kind of coming to the surface in the political arena, even in Canada and the States, where a lot of the, let's just say, the characters are being seen for what they are. And that is because the light is coming in, breaking apart all of the false matrix that is holding people captive on this planet. So, of course, if you're someone like myself watching my videos, you're probably not at all interested in politics. It just seems like a bunch of toddlers running around like crazy people, and frankly, it's boring. I really don't care about it. But
dude,
we have to realize that everything is being outed this year. All of the things that have been hidden from people, and I'm talking about people of every level of consciousness, are beginning to see what is happening. So this isn't just people that have been awake for a long time, but we are going to be witnessing some of the craziness ramp up even more, especially as we head into a huge event in America in November. Whether or not it happens, who knows? But I already did my 2024 prediction video where I mentioned that there's going to be a lot of stuff. And it's going to get louder because, frankly, those negative systems are losing power rapidly. People just will not put up with it anymore. So as we head into July, it's going to be getting even more crazy because the amount of light that we are working with right now, even your average day person is going to be experiencing a shift within themselves. So we're not quite even at solar maximum, but it could happen this summer where we have a lot more X-class solar flares. We've been having some lately, but it was nothing like May. But I can see it happening as we head into July and then August, which is the 888 super portal, the Lionsgate portal, but this year is the biggest one ever. I'm not going to get into too much more about the outside world because we know it is so fake. They are going to play every card that they have. Now, the next one, of course, is going to be things like the economy is going to get crazier. I'm actually going to do a full forecast for the next 6 months, so between July and December, on a separate video. So I'll get into more about the economy and more the tactics that are being played. But I'll save it for another video because I want to get into this video about what you individually will be experiencing in July. Because it is going to be just a rapid unveiling of your authentic self. And as we move into the next 6 months, we're going to be leaving behind a lot of the things that we've been dealing with for so long, especially the last 6 months. It's kind of the last 6 months we've been going inward, we've been purging, we've been going deeper. Now if you've been doing your shadow work, you have been anchored so deep within your true authentic self that you can then use the next few months to really start putting your attention towards creating a brand new aligned life for yourself. But those that have been avoiding the shadow, and I'm talking about in the world, in a big way, in the collective, even if you are on the ascension path, but you kind of use spirituality in that escapism way, right? Where you focus on all the love and light stuff, but you don't want to look at the truth, and you kind of put on this happy face, but inside you are just deeply unhappy, or just feeling like you're on the verge of tears or anger. You have to be willing to ride those emotions this month, especially. We just had Saturn go into retrograde, so it's going to be cleaning out the closet of a lot of the darkest stuff. Especially, there's just so many squares and oppositions and things happening with astrology. We have 2 full moons back to back in Capricorn, which again, okay, not getting too much of this video, but signs and where the stars are, the actual constellations themselves don't add up, but it doesn't mean that they don't affect us. So the archetypal energies of signs of the zodiac, even though they are off where the true energy is in the bigger cosmos, they still affect us big time. So it's kind of like this month we are sandwiched between two protective pillars, which is two full moons back to back in Capricorn, which is quite rare. And in the middle, we have the little softy underbelly of the Cancer new moon. So it's like a rebirthing of your softness, of your true vulnerabilities in the world, because you feel safe to finally express them, right? The world's crazy enough that it's kind of like, what are you waiting for? You know, when things are getting so crazy out there, everyone is waking up. And if you've been on this path for a long time, you are a front runner, right? You might not be like a super pioneer like myself who's been going through it for decades, but it doesn't mean that you are not aware about what's going on with this new earth shift, and you are experiencing a lot of the light body DNA upgrades, things like that. So you got to realize that you have so much knowledge and experience that you can really help people that are kind of just waking up, brand new little babies here, right? And we all need to be helping one another and supporting one another right now, not, you know, frailing and throwing and projecting our stuff at people, right? Because there's a lot of that going on. A lot of people that are, right? It's kind of like you wake up and you see the horrible things going on in the world, and then you kind of have this like ego know-it-all attitude, and I see that a lot happening. And frankly, the deeper you go and the further you are on your ascension and embodiment process, the more you realize that you don't know a thing. So it's time to drop the ego and really live from that fully authentic version of yourself. You can't care anymore what other people think. You've got to live for yourself. You have only one life in this most amazing time of transition on the planet. Use it, right? Support yourself, support your communities, your family, your physical body, and the world by stepping into the unknown. So things that, right, the shadow aspects, things that are kind of hidden will come to the surface, and we just need to get real. We need to be real and grounded this month. The energy is really ramping up, which means a lot of people might be experiencing seeing plasmas or the grids behind reality and creation themselves. Things, I might be seeing flashes of light, sparkles, haze, shape-shifting geometry patterns, and like almost like you're moving through a twilight zone tunnel. Things like that have been normal for me for so many years that I always forget that it's like, okay, I actually don't even remember what it feels like to be a normal 3D human. But if you're experiencing some of that craziness, I do have a video, check it out, on if you're seeing sacred geometry, grids, haze, splashes of light, things like that. Check it out for more, because I could talk about a lot more. But it's kind of like when you first start seeing it, it can be mind-blowing, because you start realizing, whoa, like this is not normal. This is not like some 3D human stuff. So it's kind of like the beginning is the fun stuff. Just go with it. Really love that you're experiencing this craziness and this trippiness, because it gets, right, as you move through your process, it gets to be more work. And even though it becomes mind-blowing, like you can literally, you become a living orgone generator. You can move clouds, bring the sun out, you can like affect elements and the physical around you, right? When you become physically embodied at the atomic level, you become one, a mirror. Literally, not just a mirror, but one with the entire creation itself, which means you can affect everything in creation at the Stargate grid, template DNA level of creation. So it gets trippy, let me tell you, but it becomes much more responsibility. So if you're at that level where you still have your higher self, you still have guides, you still have exterior beings that you can connect with. Again, you want to do your own shadow work because it's very easy to connect with lower astral beings that are purging right now. I've been clearing so many shadow aspects of the collective, lost soul parts. Sometimes it's called hungry ghosts. These stuck and corrupted aspects of consciousness, either from someone, you know, passing away and not having their soul fully leave their physical vessel, or there's just so much. I will do a video sometime on my Stargate work and my grid work that I do explaining what I do, because I can't really explain it in this video, because it's really reverse engineering all damage to the actual DNA template. And with that, you will find pockets where, even yourself, when you're going through something, when you open up a new layer of yourself, there could be trapped aspects of yourself or of your ego, different archetypal beings or energies that kind of get unleashed. And so it's kind of like the more you go up, so I've heard about it being like, so the ascension process is kind of like a snakes and ladders game. The further up you go, the more snakes there are in the garden, right? It's kind of like you open more layers, you got more to cleanse, more to clear. So it's not an easy process. And anyone that tells you that, right, I've heard this all the time. People that, you know, on YouTube or Instagram, TikTok, that someone asks them, so what's 5D like? And then they're like, oh my God, it's rainbows and magic. And we all just sit around singing Kumbaya, and like no one has to work, and it's just like love and light all the time. Yeah. I don't know where these people are getting their information from. Probably from the lower astral, because that is a complete lie. It gets to be the point where you become a vessel of God's source energy, of creator essence, physicalized for you to create change on this planet. It involves work, right? If everyone's sitting around chilling, who would do the real work? You know, and really that's the thing, right? We all kind of want like new work to be here right now. But say, for example, all the systems we have right now, so the food systems, the banks, the governments, the whatever, imagine they just stopped tomorrow. They just all collapsed in one moment. We don't have new systems in place yet. That's why you're here. You're here to create them. And really, a lot of our children will be the ones really doing the deep, hard building work, because we have been just dismantling any of these rigid systems, which is happening in real time. It's so exciting right now. It's getting crazy, yes, because people are being rocked. Okay, so as a side note, the more that you are, right, so here's your pillar of consciousness. All of your different aspects step down through different stargates and into your physical vessel. If you exist, so think about that as your Merkaba, so that's your pillar of light. If your entire day exists at way out here in the peripheral, in that hugely polarized state where you're this way and then you're this way and then you're reacting and then this happens and then you're staying, right, you're staying in a job you cannot stand, and then you're staying in this relationship even though the person treats you like garbage, and then you just put up with all of this stuff where it's just like one drama after another. That's where people are going to get rocked. So this is where you get rocked, in the polarized energy. So it's like a hurricane. Be in the center eye of the storm. That is where you are safe. That is where you have energy to create the new. You are anchoring in a solid pillar and creating in your bubble of reality here something new that other people can then start showing up to support that. People are turning their backs on the BS right now in large numbers, but there's nothing out there pretty much yet to support them. They're lost, running around with it's like a chicken with their head cut off, you know? So this is why we're here. We're not here to be in hermit stage anymore. If you just woke up, okay, that's great. But if you've been in this process for a long time, feet on the ground, taking action. This is what's going to be very important this month, over the next couple months especially. We are anchoring in a brand new creation, a brand new world, and you are part of it. We are making history. Do you want to be in the history books? Right? Think about all the history books there are, right? About just one, negative event after another. One conquering of a civilization, killing these people and killing that people. Like, who cares about that? We are making history right now. You are part of it. Do you want to be in those history books thousands of years from now when our ancestry is, right, our many generations later are like, whoa, what happened during the biggest transformation in billions of years on Earth? Oh my God. So be a part of it. We are creating it in real time right now. I know the ascension process is freaking hell sometimes. I know, I've been through it for many, 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 many years. I wouldn't say it gets easier. It gets easier because your mastery level and your ability to not take any shit gets way stronger. You get boundaries. You're so done because you've just been putting up with stuff that's unaligned for so many years that you're just fed up, that you just finally kicks you in the butt to do something new, to step into the new. So that's what happens. That's the real ascension process of embodiment. Love, pure love, is authenticity. It's tough love, it's soft love, it's all kinds. It's compassion right now when the world is going into chaos. Do you have that compassion for people, or are you just pointing out all the NPCs? Right? Because we need to be the leaders. We need to be the ones helping people right now. It starts with you helping yourself. Do it. You deserve it. Okay? For me, for so many years, right, I lived my life where I felt that I was invisible. I was always last on the list, right? It felt like, so I'm a human design projector. People don't like that. When you project everyone's stuff, right? When you're constantly the projector for bouncing off of everyone's energies that are hidden within themselves. And it took me so many years to have that confidence to feel that, hey, what I have to say matters. And this is why you guys are here. And I'm so grateful for all of you that are here doing it in the trenches. We are the pioneers going through the hardest transformation to anchor in the new earth timelines, which means it's not fluffy fun. It is going through the deepest, darkest aspects to clear them out, to reverse engineer those patterns within ourselves that make us so raw, so vulnerable, but so authentic, where you are alive again. You feel like you are living for once again, right? Instead of just going through a life that someone else told you was the version of success. So it will take you down to everything, right? Especially right now, I think a lot of people are getting that wake-up call that it's not all love and light, that is an escapism kind of mechanism, that it's real. It's dealing with the deepest part of yourself. But when you do that, you are free, you are unburdened. You actually become this super magnetism, dielectric field that bounces off other people's stuff that's not aligned. You are so deep within your core of your 0 point, nothing can affect you. And I'm talking about nothing, right? But it's a process to get there. But what happens is you attract people to you that are in your soul family, that are amazing. And that's where we're at. We're finally done looking at the past. It's just getting so ridiculous. The system is so ridiculous now, and people are seeing it, they're feeling it, they're experiencing it. We need new. But who's going to build the new? We are, right? Being a pioneer, okay, so, sorry, I was saying, so being a pioneer of holding the template, right, being the first embodiers, so especially when I first went through it, oh my God, 2017, 2018, when I had to hold the vertical pillar, the horizontal, the diagonal, and the world was like Swiss cheese. The grids had so many holes and wormholes, and I felt like I was being twisted off here, twisted off there. And it's kind of like a balloon animal, right? When you make the balloon animal and you twist and you make this and you make that, we're reversing all of that to that pillar, that first balloon, right? And so what happens is when your actual body crystallizes and you go through these levels, these stargates, right? You're merging with the actual gatekeepers, the actual consciousness, the archetypal beings that exist as those gatekeepers in between dimensional fields. When your energy goes right through there, you exist as the whole creation itself, as the entire Stargate system, as the whole ley line. And so essentially beyond just the planet, right? Into the solar system, the galaxy and beyond, which means you take on the damage and the blockages and the closed wormholes of toxic traumas of the collective to reverse engineer them. It's not fun. Did I know that before all of a sudden it started happening and I was like dying every single day? No, I didn't know that. I didn't know. I thought I was going to be like a psychic medium or something, talking to people's, dead loved ones. I had no idea about this ascension process until wham, it just hit me. There was no one talking about it. There was like literally one or two people back in the day. And I didn't really get a lot of information from them, right? So I was going in blind. So it's so difficult when we have to hold the vertical pillar, the horizontal, right? These are actual light codes of structure. You're being crystallized, being atomic embodied at plasma levels. It is work. It involves constant, every single moment of your life, perfection. Now, it's not about being perfect. It's about going back into perfection. Oh, you go off this way, like I said, back to the whole polarized. Okay, I can go off this way on a tangent. Then what I do is I cause suffering for myself. I cause myself to literally be out of the stream, and I feel like I'm being squeezed or twisted off, and I have a shortness of breath, and I feel like my body's about to explode, and I feel like it's physical, right? And so you want to stay in this neutral space, because it's about perfecting your field. Not about being perfect, but constantly showing up, being dedicated every single moment to step into your greatness, your highest expression. That is what crystallizing and becoming a diamond is. Diamonds are created under pressure. They're not created because we're sitting around on a couch chilling. Yes, I did do that a lot of times, right? You gotta think about yourself. You were like a server. When you have about 1,000 programs open, like a computer, open, running in the background, that you haven't closed, right? That's what we're doing. We have so many different aspects of ourselves, other dimensional layers of ourselves that are working to untwist these blockages, to reverse engineer and unwind where we are twisted up into this behavior, into this addiction, into this consciousness level, into this thought form, right? So we're not just doing it for the collective. Know that you're doing it for yourself first. It takes many years to untwist and unwind all of your own BS, right? But that is what it is when you have 1 million programs open, running in the background, you are exhausted. You don't have an extra millisecond of energy to do something in the physical. So sometimes you need to chill, do it, relax, have fun, but take care of your physical, right? If you're finding that you're always doing that, is it because you're eating processed food, terrible food that is making you depleted of energy or making your Merkaba blocked, right? Or your energy or light body blocked? Is it that you are allowing yourself to scroll when you know scrolling on the computer makes you feel anxious and depressed? Get rid of it, right? We need to literally read our own algorithm for yourself, right? Where you know that, okay, I do that, I do X, and Y happens. I do A and B happens, right? I eat this food, now I'm depleted, now I'm exhausted all night. Stop eating that food, right? We need to take accountability, especially this month. It's just going to get worse if you're not looking at your shadow, looking at parts of you that you're ignoring, the hidden parts. Everything needs to come to the surface right now. And if you're working with the energies to change without trying to resist them, if you're supporting yourself, it can be so much easier. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect in every way right now, but small little shifts every single day, right? Showing up to care about you. It's so difficult at the beginning because a lot of times we just don't have any love for ourselves, right? Seems like we have no time, no love, no energy. And it takes those little shifts. Okay, get into nature. I spend so much time in nature, I have to. Yes, I'm undoing cords and like reverse engineering everything in my field as I'm sitting in nature. But the water helps flow my energy. The trees help ground. They're vertical people, right? Everything helps in nature. You are aligning to organic codes and unwinding all these artificial, chaotic codes that you're picking up from everyday existence in the false matrix, in the world out there, right? So figure out what it is that's affecting you. Love yourself enough to take charge and do something new and exciting. Step into the unknown. Shake it up. Shake up your life. Have some fun, right? And know that if you want the old system to collapse, we got to have new things coming online first, or it will be absolute chaos, right? So we got to make sure that we're taking charge, that you're worrying about yourself, your own family, your own community. Then you have the energy to then support others in a larger way. And that's what I've started to do now. And I'm working on something that will be coming here in a couple weeks as we move into July and the 7/7 gateway and just the craziness. I wanted to offer you guys a very good sale on all my courses. Will be 40% off. So things like Ascension Magic, if you want to know about the actual process of Ascension, which has nothing to do with the fifth dimension, nothing to do with channeling beings. If you want to really go deep into the whole process from beginning to advanced, then check that out. And it's over 100 hours of video content, diagrams, tips, techniques, meditations, lots of stuff to support you. And also Epic Shift CEO, if you're wanting that change but you're unsure, I have a full step-by-step program to discover and really uncover your passions again, and then create an online business aligned to those passions by also eliminating anything keeping you stuck. So many different meditations and different discussions there as well about getting beyond this comfort zone, beyond the limitations. The things that are keeping you in the old have to be cleared. Otherwise, you have all these anchors in the old. It's really hard to step into the new. So lots of different things in that program as well. And I have other courses as well on my website. So you can check it all out. I'll put the link in the description below to all of my content there. So that sale on all my courses will be until July 7th, the 7/7 portal. So now until July. So don't wait, because I have lots of things to support you there with much detail. So I hope you like the video. Let me know in the comments what you guys are going through. I've been kind of offline mostly in June, doing a lot of Stargate work. I usually do it. There's certain times where I'm pulled, especially during times like the equinoxes, the solstices, eclipses. There's certain times where energies align and open up, and then I get called into areas to either open up Stargates, clear grids at a rapid pace, lots of different things. So again, I'll do a video sometime explaining in detail with a lot of video footage about my gate working trips, because when I'm called to areas, I gotta go. And I'm exhausted, but you know what? We are supporting the shift on a massive worldwide level, and really beyond the world, because we are shifting the entire galaxy into organic streams of consciousness. That is how much you matter. Be in the history books, step it up, and we'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and also check out my other content on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. I have lots of other content there where I post a lot more often. So you've got to subscribe to me there for other content. And please share the video as well. It really helps my videos get seen to more people. I create, and a lot of times the algorithm likes to push new creators, which is good. If you're brand new, get out there, because YouTube especially is just pushing new creators in to people's feeds. So you can really step it up and follow your dreams. Little Robin's telling you. All right, thanks so much. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and comment below what you're going through. I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you can support me as well. And all my links are in the description there too, on my website, EARTH1111.com. I'm Roxanne. We'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.